Friday, or as they normally say, happy Friday. Here at the Westmas house, weekends are always a struggle. Do you know why they're a struggle? Because it seems like no matter what time of year, weekends always call for snacking. And so what I'm trying to do today is I'm coming to you actually right now with two, and later on today with one more amazing, delicious, but healthy twist on a couple of game day snacks. For us here, it's usually Friday high school football, Saturday college game day, and of course, Sunday for the pro games. And we are always looking for quick things to grab. And if I can make them a little bit healthier and still be able to enjoy and be satisfied, that is always a win in my game book. All right, guys, so my two that I'm gonna cover with you today, because guess what? I'm actually gonna start snacking. I'm actually gonna have these for lunch because they're so delicious and they are packed with, one of them is packed with a ton of protein and it still is super low carbohydrate and super low calorie, and that is air fryer fried mushrooms, you guys. So if you love mushrooms, drop me a 1 below in the comments. This is a super simple, delicious recipe. Again, high protein, low carbohydrate, fairly moderate from a fat standpoint. We do have some Parmesan cheese and some almond flour that we're gonna use. So when you're getting that fat, you're getting it from those two areas, really not from grease and oil, but from actual nutrition sources. And then again, it's packed with protein. It's covered with egg whites. And then I don't know if you know, but 1 cup of whole mushrooms is about 3 grams of protein. So we're gonna get some protein in from those mushrooms as well. A perfect plant-based protein source. So I'm super happy about that. So let me go grab my mushrooms. I'm gonna show you my combination. I already cracked just 2 egg whites. So 2 egg whites ready to go. I've got Parmesan cheese. This is freshly grated Parmesan Reggiano, and then Kirkland's almond flour. There is always at least 1, if not 2 bags of this in my cupboard at all times because it's really our primary use of any type of flour. This is our go-to. I'm also gonna throw in about a tablespoon of the creamy ranch seasoning. Just adds a little bit of extra flavor. And plus, who doesn't love ranch flavoring? If you don't love ranch, I don't know, we might not be able to be friends. All right, guys, let me go grab those mushrooms and we are gonna get going because this recipe literally takes less than 5 minutes to prep. Throw them in the air fryer, less than 10 minutes in the air fryer, and we're gonna be ready to eat them. I can't wait. Okay, guys, so you see, I literally just, because I had them in the fridge, I've got about 2 whole cups of mushrooms here. They're just capped mushrooms. You can take the stems off if you want. I'm leaving them on because I love the added nutrition, and plus I love every part of the mushroom. There's no discrimination here. So we've got those pulled aside. They've already been rinsed, and just so you guys know, I patted them dry with a paper towel. So rinsed, patted dry, that's how you want them for this recipe. Now, I told you we've got 2 egg whites here. I'm actually gonna put in about a tablespoon of Dijon mustard. You don't have to do this. There's really no crazy additional flavor that comes from the Dijon mustard, guys. I have just found that with all the different recipes I've tried, that Dijon mustard helps to keep the egg mixture attached to the mushroom a little bit better. And plus it does add a little bit of a zing, and I like a little bit of a zing. So again, I'm just quickly scrambling up or whipping up that tablespoon of Dijon with those 2 egg whites. Now that's ready, and I'm gonna set it aside. Now we're gonna do a 1/4 cup of the fresh grated Parmesan Reggiano. So 1 little boom, 1/4 cup there. So we're getting a little bit of protein from this. We're also getting a little bit of healthy fat. And then we are gonna do a 1/4 cup of almond flour. So with the almond flour, you could use regular flour. You could use ground down hemp hearts. I've done that before. You could use regular flour if you're game for that. It's just not something we do here. And then really that's it. So boom, I'm just gonna quickly shake this up so that that Parm cheese and the almond flour is mixed together. And then we're gonna keep it super simple, you guys. Watch how easy this is. In fact, TV timeout, I need to grab a lid for my egg mixture because we're literally just gonna throw those mushrooms in there, put the top on, and shake it up, keeping it super, super simple. All right, be right back. I'm back. At some point, I'm gonna have to show you guys my plastic storage container closet or cupboard. I'm a little ashamed. It's super organized, so that's not what I'm ashamed about, but I might have a small problem with my little storage containers. I have a lot of them, but you guys, they're better than using plastic bags and stuff that I have to throw away. So I'm gonna count one for the good guys, that maybe I'm saving the planet a little bit by using plastic containers, throwing things into my fridge for storage. All right, so I told you I was just gonna grab that lid. We already have those 2 egg whites. For those of you guys that are just joining us, we're making air fryer breaded mushrooms, you guys, and these are so good. All right, so we just have those 2 egg whites mixed up, and then I put a tablespoon of Dijon mustard. Again, totally optional. I have just found that it works really well to get that egg to really attach to the mushrooms. I've got 2 cups of mushroom caps. I'm just gonna take the mushrooms and pour them right in to the container that has the eggs and mushroom and Dijon mixture. Now, there's a little bit of space in there, not a ton, but I'm basically flipping it upside down and shaking it up, right? Shake it up. When you shake something up, I do this to salads all the time, you guys. If I make a salad at home, I always make it in a bowl that has a lid so that I can put my maybe 1 tablespoon of dressing on and then just shake it up, because that dressing will evenly distribute throughout the vegetables, and you guys save so many calories, so many fat grams, so much by just shaking it up instead of trying to do a whole boring dip your fork in the dressing first. Who wants to do that? I want to put dressing on, shake it up, and get it all over my veggies. All right, so boom, as you guys can see, hopefully, that egg and mustard mixture is all over these delicious mushroom caps. Now we've got our 1/4 cup almond flour and 1/4 cup of that Parmigiano Reggiano cheese. Again, I get the Kirkland's. This is the freshly grated. It needs to be refrigerated. No crazy preservatives in it. Basically, it's just part skim cow milk, cheese cultures, salt, and that's it. That's it, dudes. That's what we got there. Now, I told you I was also gonna add a little bit of extra zing, and I'm gonna put a tablespoon of the creamy ranch mixture that I used earlier this week on my, I think I used it on my turnip fries, which was super, super good. But I'm gonna take that 1 tablespoon, boom, and I'm gonna add that in there. Just a reminder, for the creamy ranch seasoning that I'm using, guys, literally it's onion powder, buttermilk powder, garlic powder, chives, a little bit of citric acid, and some other little mini spices. But again, adds a nice little kick. So we're gonna mix that in there. And then a couple at a time, just a couple at a time, I'm gonna take those mushrooms that are now coated in that egg mixture, and I'm gonna pop them into here, into that cheese and almond flour mixture. I'll do a couple at a time. We want them to have a little bit more space to shake around. Using that same lid, we don't need to make any extra dishes. And I'm just gonna take it and shake it up. We're shaking it up. It doesn't take much, you guys. And as you can see, that cheese and almond flour mixture is now perfectly adhered to those mushrooms. Now I've got my handy dandy air fryer behind me. I'm just gonna turn it on. I already sprayed the base of the pan with a little bit of my extra virgin olive oil. I'll also spray the outside of these mushrooms. Again, they just need a light sprinkle of this extra virgin olive oil. You could use coconut oil if you choose, or avocado oil. Your choice on that, totally optional. I just like EVOO. So I am gonna turn that on. Now, I'm gonna pick my mode. In this case, I have a fryer mode or a fries mode. That's what I'm doing, so it's 390 degrees. Now, it automatically puts it at 20 minutes to cook. These mushrooms do not need 20 minutes to cook, guys. Literally, I'm gonna set it for 10 minutes, and that might even be too long. So I'm gonna keep my eyes on them for, I would say 390 for about 10 minutes for 2 cups of mushrooms for this order, and they will be perfect and delicious and ready to eat. So let's open up that air fryer. I'm gonna pop my pan down right here, set these right in here, one by one. Then we'll mix up the rest, turn the air fryer on, and we will be cooking. Literally, we will be cooking. All right, guys, let's get the rest of these in here. You guys, again, a little goes a long way. You might find that a 1/4 cup of the almond flour and a 1/4 cup of the Parm cheese may be sparing, but again, I like to still control, and I don't need to have a thickly coated mushroom. I just want the flavor and a little bit of that carbohydrate taste and texture on my mushrooms when they're air fried, you guys. You have just a thin coating on the outside of those mushrooms, and it's gonna be perfectly crisp, you guys, and absolutely delicious. All right, you see me shaking it up. I can't believe I can do this. I did a weightlifting workout this morning at 5 a.m., you guys, and my arms are tired. It might be a struggle for me to do my hair today. Okay, boom. The rest of those are now covered, and I am getting them in to our air fryer. These are gonna be so good, you guys. Now, you can also choose with these. I'll probably eat them plain because I don't think they need anything additional. But if you wanna do a sauce, I've got a couple of ideas for you. I will drop them in the comments below. Super quick, simple recipes on making either a homemade ranch dressing, or you can also make a delicious like Greek yogurt dressing that I found to be good with them. Also, option is I highly recommend the Bolthouse Farms organic ranch or blue cheese dressing. Really any of the Bolthouse Farms organic Greek yogurt dressings, you guys, are amazing. They're usually about 45 calories for 2 tablespoons. They've got a little bit of protein in them. They are as natural as you can find. There's limited to no preservatives in them, you guys. They are so good. They do need to be refrigerated, and they do have a shorter shelf life than the average dressing that you might buy at the store on the shelf, because again, they're organic, number 1. Number 2, they're made with Greek yogurt, and they don't have all the crazy additives and preservatives that give dressing like a way too long shelf life. It's kind of scary to me when I see something that has like 6 months shelf life, because that always means to me that there's crap in it that doesn't need to be in my body. All right, our mushrooms are in there. You see I've got them lined up. They're in there, ready to go. Boom, I'm gonna throw them in the air fryer again. 390 for 10 minutes. All right, boom, it is on. Now, let's get this stuff put away while those are cooking, and we're gonna make and prep recipe number 2, which is seriously my favorite, because you all know I love cauliflower. I will put cauliflower in anything. I also love buffalo wings. I don't eat buffalo wings as often just because of the amount of nutritional fat in them, or the dietary fat in them. Don't get me wrong, I will eat some buffalo wings, but these I could do every single day. Buffalo wings, I could probably only do maybe once or twice a month because they're not as good for me. But this is veggie packed. I still get the delicious taste of that buffalo sauce, and at the same time, veggies, and more veggies. You guys know, if there's a veggie included, I'm always reaching for it. So let me go put this away. I'll be right back, and we're gonna cover that buffalo cauliflower that we're also gonna throw in that air fryer. All right, guys, the mushrooms have been in the air fryer for about 5 minutes. They've got a couple more minutes to go. I just took a little peek at them. They are getting perfectly golden brown. I will show you before we finish up this video. But in the meantime, let's whip up this buffalo cauliflower, you guys. All right, so here's the deal. I didn't even measure this out. I probably have maybe like 2-3 cups of cauliflower. Now, for the buffalo cauliflower, I like them to be still good size. So you want them to be fairly still full florets. Totally up to you, but I've got that, so about 3 cups maybe of those florets of that cauliflower. I have 2 tablespoons, guys. This has been melted down. This is Kerrygold Irish butter. It's my butter of choice. It's delicious, you guys. A little bit lower in sodium. Again, it's pure. So you're gonna take that butter. You could use extra virgin olive oil if you choose to, or another type of oil. Personally, I have found this is what people like the most when I have made it with different alternatives. So again, we're gonna just take that 2 tablespoons, boom, put it over the top, and now I'm just gonna shake it up so that you get that evenly dispersed over the cauliflower. Now, when I put this in the air fryer, I don't need to put any additional oil, even oil spray on my buffalo cauliflower. It is not gonna need it. So we just have that in there, all right? So now that's covered and coated with that 2 tablespoons of butter. Now here's where your choices come into hand. You've got the traditional Frank's Red Hot. This is a great option. My family loves it. I love it. Here's the deal. Is it as natural as I'd love? No, probably not. It's got some preservatives in it. In fact, let's look and see if I can look at my ingredients in here. So this has cayenne peppers, distilled vinegar, water, salt, and garlic powder. So still not bad. It is for sure higher on the sodium level. So if that's a concern of yours, one, you probably won't be eating buffalo cauliflower or buffalo wings, but if not, this is for sure the way to go. This is what most people prefer to use. Your secondary option is sriracha. Now sriracha is probably half, for the same serving size, is half the sodium as a Frank's. So again, if sodium is a priority to you, this sriracha is half of that. Again, similar ingredients to the Frank's. In the sriracha, you've got chili peppers, a little bit of sugar, you've got garlic, you've got vinegar, and you've got some table salt. So again, super similar. Biggest difference is the sodium factor, okay? Today, because I want to, I'm gonna use Frank's. Yeah, that's how I roll. When I snack, I'm making a healthier choice than what I could be if we're looking at just doing traditional buffalo wings, fried in all sorts of crazy fat. So I say, even though this isn't the best option, it is still a better option than many things that I could be choosing right now. So again, we've got that 2 tablespoons of butter melted, and we've got that coating our cauliflower. By the way, did you hear it beep? Our fried mushrooms are ready, and we're still not done prepping our buffalo cauliflower. Now I'm gonna take that same little 1/4 cup that I used, and I'm gonna do a 1/4 cup of my Frank's. Again, I'm gonna pour it over the top. Take the top, put it back on. You guys know what comes next, right? It's time to shake it up. That's right, we're shaking it up, getting all of that. Oh my God, I love the smell of Frank's, you guys. So good. I'm putting all that Frank's, shaking it up on top of that cauliflower. And look at that. It is ready to go in the air fryer. Again, you don't need any additional oil to spray. We're just gonna basically put this in the air fryer, and it is going to roast up like that, and it's gonna be ready for us to gobble down and eat up, you guys. By the way, for the mushrooms as well as for the buffalo cauliflower, I will put the nutritional breakdown, calories, protein, carbohydrates, fats, so you know exactly what you're looking at if you choose to make either of these quick, simple recipes. And note to self, if you don't have an air fryer, I know some of you don't, You need to get one, by the way. But if you don't have an air fryer, both of these recipes can absolutely be made in your conventional oven. Just a baking sheet, you'll want to put tin foil or parchment paper down. And again, follow the same instructions that I showed you, but just use your oven. They are going to take longer to cook up so that they're nice and crisp. So the mushrooms, probably my guess would be you're going to probably be looking at about 390 to 400 for about 25 minutes. For the cauliflower, you might be looking at a little bit longer than that because again, they're completely fresh and raw right now. So you're probably looking at in the oven, 390 to 400 for about 30 to 35 minutes. All right, guys, before we throw this in, we're just gonna swap them out. Let's take a look. Right there, you guys. Air fryer. I didn't spray, just so y'all know, I sprayed the bottom of the air fryer before I put them in so that they don't stick, but I did not spray any additional oil on top of these. This brownness came directly from those egg whites, the mustard, the little bit of Parm cheese, and that almond flour, you guys, and they come right off the bottom. Let me plate them up. I could probably put them in a bowl, but I'll plate them. It might look prettier. So you guys, I'm just gonna take these right out of here, and you can see they're not sticking to the bottom. They are perfectly golden brown. Oh my gosh, you guys, I can't wait to eat these. I think I'm gonna use, maybe I will use a little bit of that ranch dressing that I talked about, and I pulled that out of the fridge so you guys can see what it looks like. But we are almost, oop, I got a couple that's stuck on there. But look at all of this deliciousness, you guys. Oh, it looks so good. Right here. You guys, just so you know, for this serving, so half of a large plate of fried air fryer mushroom caps, you guys, guess what? Under 360 calories. I could eat this up for lunch. You've got, I think, 360 calories. Hold on, let me tell you. Give me 2 seconds, guys. 360 calories. I've got less than 6 net carbohydrates, if that's a concern to you. I've got 24 grams of fat, so a little bit higher on that fat content. But remember, that fat is coming from that Parm cheese and the almond flour. So if I'm gonna get fat from somewhere, I'd rather it be from there than from some type of crazy oil that I'm using, all right? So I got about 24 grams of fat, and then guess what? A whopping 28 grams of protein. So anyone who's out there who's telling me, I can't get protein from vegetables, hello, right here, and this is delicious. I could get this at a restaurant for an appetizer and be thrilled, but I'm gonna eat it for my meal, and I get 28 grams of protein in all of this deliciousness, as well as, of course, all the vitamins and nutrients that come from vegetable, you guys, from those mushrooms. All right, I'm gonna set these aside. You need to throw this cauliflower in. I'm not gonna keep you on the video. I'm gonna throw the cauliflower in. I will post a picture after we're done with what this looks like. I'm gonna pop this in right now. Again, I'm gonna do that 390, and we're gonna do probably for about that 20 minutes. My guess is it'll take 15, but we're gonna put it in for 20 so that they're really cooked through. They still are a little bit al dente because I don't want them to be mushy, right? I want them to be perfectly roasted in that air fryer with that Frank's on them. You guys, it's gonna be so good. All right, just so you know, here's that ranch dressing I talked about. There you go, Bolt House Farms. This is the classic ranch yogurt dressing, you guys. 2 tablespoons. It is 45 calories. Again, you will know every single ingredient that is on this ingredient list. So it's, again, thumbs up from Rebecca when it comes to something that is on the approved list. If it's something you know, if it's something you can read and you can pronounce out loud, it probably is okay to go into your body. So boom, right there, this is what I would choose to put on either the mushrooms or that buffalo cauliflower when it comes out. But to be honest with you, they both are packed with so much flavor. you're not even gonna need the dressing. All right, you guys, those are my first two tailgater game day snacks that you can also eat for lunch, like I'm gonna do today. And you guys, veggie loaded, protein even loaded for these mushrooms. You guys, I've got a couple more that are gonna come at you later on today and tomorrow that I know you are going to love. All right, have an amazing Friday, you guys. And as always, love ya. Oh, I gotta sneak in one of those mushrooms, you guys. They're crisp and so good.